What's up, guys? Also, Boston here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're back here again on GeoGuessr, and we just got a brand new update to GeoGuessr a couple days ago on the 11th. So pretty much GeoGuessr made a YouTube video saying that there'll be a new feature coming to the game, of course, and that feature is analytics. So basically it has a bunch of your guesses and like a bunch of your data and whatnot for your account. So I'm going to go ahead and review my analytics on my main account and kind of react to them. I haven't seen them yet. This is my first time hopping on since the update came out a couple of days ago. So yeah, we also have like a new GeoGuessr book that I saw too. Should I do a video on that? It comes out in like November. It's available for pre-order, but I'll probably like order it like later. That's actually 5 months away. It's not that far away, honestly. It'll be here before you know it. But yeah, anyways, GeoGuessr's new book, the GeoGuessr World Cup is coming up soon too, in like August, maybe September. So yeah, anyways, analytics, it even says new, reach gold. Oh my gosh, you have to be in competitive, and I don't have competitive on this account, as you can see. It's been like this since like summer season 2022, I think. Like I did like pretty poorly on most games. This is when I first started playing GeoGuessr, by the way. Like taking it seriously in summer 2022, and I did like really good like the last weekend, and I think like I got banned for that. So I've just been using like an alt account to play competitive. Let me hop on that account and see if I could get anything as far as like duels and competitive data, because I usually don't play single player on that account. Of course, I use my main account to play single player games. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch accounts and see what I could gather. Alright, so we're here on my competitive account, GeoAngel Comp, and yeah, okay, I do have access to analytics. Perfect. So we got the 5th of January to the 13th of June, which is like literally today at the time of recording. Stats, you got matches history here, mix-up practice. Do I commonly mix up India and Nepal? That is true. Like rural, especially rural India, rural Nepal. Yeah, I do mix it up quite a lot. And then my best region, Senegal, Guatemala. That makes sense. Guatemala is super easy. Has Gen 3 pickup truck. And even NMPZ, Guatemala is a relatively easy country to tell apart from Mexico sometimes. And then Senegal too is pretty easy country. So apparently I have 100% accuracy on both those. Like I never missed them. And then Nepal, I only get right 29% of the time. I usually guess India. Yeah, I'll admit that's pretty accurate. And then Oman, I'm always going like UAE or Namibia or something else. It just doesn't really come to mind that often. Urban Oman is pretty easy because it has like yellow plates and stuff like that. But like rural Oman, I'm always just thinking of something else. So yeah, it's pretty accurate, pretty cool. What do we have here? Guessing profile. So region accuracy, 89 out of 100. So that means like 90% of the time I get the right country, I think. Consistency. So I think I'm like in the middle there, yeah, of consistency. Precision is pretty low. Yeah, I usually don't go for like pinpointing in competitive. I kind of just go for like the general region. I'm usually not focused on like accuracy unless it's like super apparent details and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty low. 4,500 or more. Yeah, 4,500 is pretty tough on the world map here. On the map, 97%, at least 1,000 points. I guess less than 1,000 points are those cross-continent chokes. And then hedge factor, yeah, I usually don't guess center countries that much, especially when I know the region of that country. Most countries you could region guess, but yeah, I don't really central guess a lot of countries. There's a few countries that I might central guess. But yeah, why is the map not loading here? Region accuracy 88.5%. So that means, yeah, again, 90% of the time I get the country right. 1,200 locations on competitive, and then average score of 3,800. It's not too bad. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna refresh to see if the map loads. I have no idea why it's not loading. Why is it not loading? That really sucks. It's literally just like not working. There's supposed to be a map here. Yeah, let me see if I could like maybe update my browser. Maybe it'll fix that. I'll see. I'll catch up to you guys when I fix it. Alright, so I did refresh my browser. Unfortunately, the map isn't working right now. But yeah, it's pretty much like an interactive map that shows you your countries here. As you can see, like Senegal, I got 100% accuracy. Namibia, 100% accuracy. South Korea, 89%. Botswana, 100%. Yeah, all these countries are fairly easy. Over here is like Brazil, 92%. Peru over here somewhere. Peru, 95%. Yeah. So it tells you like, this is what Brazil selected. It tells you like, guess history. I guess Panama and Brazil. There's no way I did that. Brazil for Brazil, and then Chile for Brazil. That's kind of fair, but there's no way I guess Panama for Brazil. Maybe I did when I was like in a rush. Yeah. Anyways, it just has like 3 of your guesses, and then you could play mix up practice. So, this is a map with only those 3 countries. For country streaks. This is obviously Brazil. And then this is obviously Chile. Like somewhere up here. Yeah, Angofasta. I literally have my cursor like near it. And then this is also Chile. This is like the south, like Punta Arenas, or Puerto Natales, whatever. Yeah, it's Punta Arenas. That's what I first said. So yeah, obviously I don't truly get these 3 countries mixed up. Obviously Brazil here, but it's just cool to see. And this is an option to practice if you truly do get the countries mixed up, like the game is telling you whatnot. Brazil, obviously, yeah. Brazil, Chile, and Panama look nothing alike. Most of the time. Yeah, obviously Brazil, and then this is really South Chile, like Patagonia again. Yeah, Punta Arenas again. This is obviously Chile, like central. Wow, it's a lot more south than I thought. Alright, I'm gonna play till I get Panama. How about that? This is Brazil, of course. This is Chile, obviously, with the white lines. Atacama Desert up here. Yep. Alright, wow. Anything but Panama, huh? I've already gone through 12 countries, and it hasn't been Panama yet. Brazil. There's no way I just did that. There's no way I just guessed Brazil for Chile on camera while I was just talking about how I never get the countries mixed up. I guess I do. Brazil. Wow. I need to go back and see that location here. Is there a way to? I guess not. I completely just signed out of my account. Just refresh here. Alright. Brazil 91%. I think it was 92 before. I think I just single-handedly lowered my my accuracy rate. Oh, and it tells you some details like the capital, top level domain, currency, language, primary language, and then right or left hand traffic. That's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a list here which I'm gonna go through really quickly to show like my statistics. So we got 90% in Australia, Argentina, Bangladesh, and Belgium. Okay, Austria is a little low, 83%. That's fair. I do guess some other countries in the region for Austria, Bolivia, perfect. Botswana, perfect. Brazil, obviously. There's always that one time I guess Chile, Bulgaria. It's a relatively easy country, 70%. It's okay. And some of the countries with no data, I guess I haven't guessed them enough in duels. They haven't like appeared enough in duels to gather data. Cambodia, not really dense coverage. Bosnia is fairly new. Christmas Island obviously is a tiny island, so yeah, it makes sense why a lot of these countries don't have any data yet. Chile, yeah, I usually guess Chile for Chile. It's a pretty easy country. Canada, obviously, there's always going to be that one mix up with the U.S. and rural Canada. Costa Rica has a pretty low percent because I usually do confuse it with Panama, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Back in the list here, Croatia, pretty low. Croatia was like one of the last countries in Europe to get Gen 4. So when I see Gen 4 Croatia, it's just not like a first thought to mind. Like I always guess anything but Croatia. I do struggle with Croatia a lot. Most mixed up with Czech. That makes sense. And then Montenegro, really? I guess Gen 3, Montenegro. I confused with Croatia. Montenegro does not have Gen 4 yet, surprisingly. Um, but yeah, what else do we have here? We got Cyprus, perfect accuracy. Czechia and Denmark a little low there, makes sense. Yeah, a lot of European countries are going to be like a little bit lower because you could confuse them with each other every now and then. DR is super easy. Ecuador and Estonia. Estonia pretty low. Confuse it with other Baltics. Sweden, really? That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, a lot of this data is pretty accurate. It's pretty cool to practice and whatnot and to like realize where you're going wrong in GeoGuessr. France and Germany a little low there. Ghana 100% accuracy, but that might change because the last video is Ghana Gen 4, the last video I did. I don't know if it's going to be uploaded before this one. I guess only time will tell, but I did record it before this video. Ghana got Gen 4, so I could be talking to my future self, or I could be referring to the last video. I don't know when these videos are going to get like edited and sent out to be like released, obviously, when I'm going to release them. But anyways, yeah, Ghana now has Gen 4 at the time of this recording. It came out less than 12 hours ago. At the time of this recording, it's 4 a.m. Eastern Time, and it came out 5 p.m. the day before. So yeah, anyways, Ghana, super easy until Gen 4 came out. Gonna have to learn it. Greece, a little low there. Guatemala is easy for now until Gen 4 comes out. Guatemala and DR are getting Gen 4. I did mention that in the Ghana video as well. Hungary a little low. Iceland is pretty easy. Even with the Gen 4, it's still pretty easy. Iceland is just Iceland. Can be confused with the Faroes once in a while. But yeah, Iceland is pretty unique. We got Ireland a little low there. Probably confuse it with Britain. Yeah, of course. Indonesia pretty high, surprisingly. I feel like I get Indonesia mixed up a bit. Actually, not really. I feel like just the region guessing is bad in Indonesia. Like distinguishing like the islands, especially like Eastern Indonesia is pretty hard to me. We got Italy and Japan both sitting on 80%. That's pretty fair. Kazakhstan a little low there. What am I mixing it up with? Russia, really? I guess on NMPZ or because Kazakhstan has a truck and Russia doesn't. So I guess on NMPZ. And then Turkey. Yeah, Turkey has a truck as well, so that makes sense. What else? What else? So we have Kenya super high, Kyrgyzstan super high, both easy countries. Latvia and Lesotho are pretty low. Lesotho, I guess I'm mixing up with Eswatini. Yeah. That makes sense. About 2/3 accuracy there. Latvia, about similar percentage to Estonia. Lithuania is the highest of the three, which makes sense. Lithuania has like unique signs and whatnot, similar signs to Russia. Malaysia pretty high, Mexico pretty high, both fairly standard countries. Namibia super high there. Nepal extremely low. I'm always just guessing India. Nepal does have like red plates. I guess that's one distinguishing feature of it, but it's fairly new and it's pretty small, so I always kind of just find myself guessing India a lot. Netherlands, New Zealand, Nigeria, all pretty high, all pretty easy countries. Norway, pretty easy. Oman, I mentioned at the beginning, I'm always guessing like something else for it. Doesn't really come to mind that much. Panama, surprisingly pretty high accuracy. I guess I do guess Panama pretty accurate most of the time. Sometimes I'm confused with Costa Rica, but not all the time. Paraguay, a little low there. Yeah, pretty new. Makes sense. Peru, super high. Philippines, super high. Poland and Portugal, both European countries, a little bit on the lower side. Romania on the lower side too. Puerto Rico, super easy. Russia, moderate. Senegal, super easy. Serbia is pretty low, surprisingly. Serbia is pretty easy. It doesn't have an antenna on Gen 3, and there's just a bunch of like unique stuff to Serbia. I don't know why that's so low. Let's see here why. North Mass, okay. And Russia, okay, I guess that's fine. Fair enough. What else? We're almost done here. We got Slovakia and Slovenia, pretty low there. South Africa, pretty high, honestly. We got Korea, Spain, Sri Lanka, Sweden, and Switzerland. Yeah, I feel like those are all pretty easy countries to get. Taiwan and Thailand pretty high as well. Tunisia, pretty much you never miss that. Turkey, moderate. Ukraine, I'm probably just confusing with Russia a lot of the time. UAE, super easy country to guess. The States and the UK, also pretty easy. And then Vietnam, it's fairly new to me, so yeah. And then Guatemala here somehow is at the bottom, 100%. So yeah, it was nice to do some reflection, seeing some of my GeoGuessr stats. I guess I better get to playing more duels so I could get a bunch of more stats on different regions. It sucks that I can't have stats on my main account to see like my single player guesses. But you know, it is what it is. The duels guesses is pretty cool to see how well I perform in duels, like under pressure and whatnot. But yeah, I was glad to review this update and personally reflect on some stats. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for today's video. As I said, hope you guys did enjoy this video. And if you did, remember to smash the like button and subscribe. As always, stay safe. And as it's been the Awesome Boston, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.